You're entering a no judgment zone. The following show is real and raw, and everyone is encouraged to speak their mind. This is the Immigrant Experience, a program we hope will have an impact on the future of newcomer immigrants and Canada at large. An open platform, one that welcomes everybody. This is the Immigrant Experience. And now your hosts, Emmanuel and Ruben.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Immigrant Experience podcast. This is your co-host Ruben Ashali.
Hello, this is your host Anyottawa, and welcome to the Immigrant Experience podcast.
Oh yeah, so last week was Giving Tuesday, man.
Oh yeah,
and one thing that is usually very impressive with Giving Tuesday, it's how people, like generally just people around the world, donate their time, their resources into organizations and charity doing good work in the community. How much did you volunteer or donated, Emmanuel, my friend?
Well, Ruben,
yeah,
Giving Tuesdays, first of all, I would say culturally speaking, it's something a bit new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because from a cultural perspective, we give every time. It's not always calculated as volunteering, or maybe, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So culturally, it's a bit different as we are just natural givers.
Oh yeah.
That's something I know for sure.
Yeah.
There's that sense of community and giving, which I grew up and I was surrounded with.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'll say
But I will challenge you. Immigrants volunteering. Like the rate of immigrants volunteering is very low comparing to non-immigrants.
Yes, I think that's actually something we have actually seen too. But volunteerism, it's something you have to do self-willingly. You have to do it from your heart.
Yeah,
and also you have to have an understanding of why you're doing it.
Yeah.
So sometimes people don't just see why they should be donating or volunteering their times for free when they could maybe be watching a movie or maybe relaxing or doing something else, you know?
Yeah. I usually argue that volunteering is not within our cultures. Like it's crazy to say I'm going to volunteer somewhere and not going to work. Like someone will ask you, are you crazy? Like why not just find a job instead of going and giving your time for free? But in the other sense too, volunteerism, like with Giving Tuesday, for example, I think 2021 US alone raised over $2 billion.
Oh wow!
Like people just donating money, and the organization, of course, and businesses too, and there is also something called matching donation.
Yeah,
which big organizations or companies come and say and challenge it. For example, if you raise 10,000. We'll double that.
We'll double the money. Oh wow!
So like they motivate you to like reach your connection
reach your goals.
And even engage the audience and friends in the community to support the movement and things like that. Yeah. And I think volunteerism, like volunteering, pretty much can help you with even finding your career opportunity, like finding a job.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I think volunteering is actually very good. And I can tell you this little story. When I came, putting a leg in, finding a job was very difficult as well. And being able to volunteer, give my time out and be active in the community created lots of networks and gave me a good opportunity and exposure as well to the right people that could connect me to the right resources that I needed to put my leg into like finding a job. Yeah. So volunteerism really helps.
Yeah.
In that way.
Yeah, and it's good that you mentioned that. I remember even Bolu, remembering like he came to the podcast here. So shout out the big man, Dr. Hala.
Yeah.
I almost call her Tala again.
Yeah.
Dr. Hala, and I think even Alek. Like all the three guys, when you ask them of like the value of volunteerism, they explain on how they found their first job through volunteerism.
Yeah.
So it's somehow beneficial not just to the people you're where you are putting your time to, even to yourself too.
Yeah, I think there are lots of things you could always get from it.
So maybe a question to you will be, what do you think are the advantages of a newcomer or an immigrant coming to this country with no experience? Like what are the advantage of that person volunteering or donating their time?
Yeah. Well, I think there are lots of advantages of volunteering your time. There are so many advantages. Why? Because you're coming into a new society, a new environment. You know, maybe nobody. You have maybe no family or very little family, and you need help settling in. How do you integrate into this new culture? How do you integrate? How do you find yourself? And how do you make new friends? Sometimes not everyone come as a student, and even as a student, sometimes you might not still find yourself in that space because maybe you're always busy working or trying to make ends meet. So finding something you're quite intrigued about, you want to learn more of, and volunteering your time to that or donating some time to it could be a good pathway to help you find the job.
Yeah, exactly.
Your dream job. Because definitely there might be an opening in that place over a long run, and then someone will put in a word for you more easier because you've been part of that system already volunteering. I know,
and even having reference.
I know lots of organizations that actually will not hire you if you have not been through their volunteering system. If you've not been part of their volunteers.
My best I would say view of the advantage of volunteering is usually like the idea of just meeting new people and increasing your networking. And like, for example, if you're coming here as a newcomer for the first time, your network is very, very limited. And most of the time, most of your friends are back home. Not here. And it's through like volunteer. Like we met at workplace.
Exactly.
And like it's through those places where you find like people here and there, and that's how you find best friends, and you never know people who like come back and save you and
find people with knowledge, people with like minds. I think like minds. It's because you could create networks if you're on the street. And anywhere else you could get networks, but you want to form the right one. So you want to associate yourself with who you want to become. Determines who you hang out with. It's greatly determined by who you hang out with. So why not take that time, contribute your time into volunteering and giving back to the community, and spending your time in doing positive things back to your community. And one of the one of my main explanation to why mostly immigrants we don't volunteer in places is because one of the thing to be honest, volunteering is a privilege. It is a privilege.
Like if you have responsibilities at home, and for example, if you're working a minimum wage job and it's 9 to or 8, the people working from 8 to 5 or 6 p.m. Or from 6 to 6 p.m. What time do you have to volunteer? And the only time you have on the weekend, it's when you have to do the laundry. You have children, you have family, and like you don't have that time to move around and volunteer.
Well, everyone has a time. I've worked in different agencies where people gave back their time after they retired. So you have lots of people who had a very busy career, and because of this busy career, they were not able to be fully engaged in giving back to the community. And at the end of this career, they actually give back now to their community, like their time through volunteering. And yes, it might be in a different way, but they have so much experience and knowledge they're bringing to this, to give back to the community.
Absolutely. And speaking of volunteering, last weekend we got invited to summit organized by the Sports Summit.
The Ottawa Sports Summit.
Ottawa Sports Council.
Ottawa Sports Council Summit.
They invited the summit, and we met a bunch of intelligent and dedicated people, of which some of them are volunteers, people helping the sports community.
Yeah. It was actually very interesting to be part of that. A big shout out to the Ottawa Sports Council for organizing such an amazing event. I think that it made us feel like a community being part of this. It made us felt inclusion.
Yeah.
And we saw how much efforts everyone who was part of that is putting to see that we have a better community and better outcomes in our community and better support in the area of sports and better collaboration, which is much needed in order to better serve our community.
Absolutely. One thing that we were joking even after the event, I was telling Manuel, most conferences that you'll go and get bored at the conference and come back with the shoes tied and you just want the thing to finish. But this one was totally different.
Well,
totally different.
It was very different, and
I, to be honest, I wanted to stay even longer.
Well, I guess you would want to. Ruben Nashali had the privilege of addressing the sports council.
Oh, sharing experience.
Well, he addressed or shared his experience. Yeah. Well, that's still addressing. You want to downplay it, but it is what it is. So and he spoke about diversity in sports and inclusion in sports, and it was very interactive, and I think the future is very promising for sports in Ottawa.
Like with that crowd.
Yeah,
imagine that crowd and all the dedication we'll see into promoting inclusion and diversity within sports club, sport in general, in
programs,
Canada. And all the eagerness people to even listen.
Yeah,
I share my experiences with my school, where like up until now, no one has ever even thought of listening. But you got that room full of people eager to listen, eager to like make a change and different the community.
Yeah,
echoing what you're saying, like the future of sports in Ottawa specifically is very bright.
It is very bright. I think lots of work is being done by different actors in the community, and a lot of work still needs to be done in terms of what are the resources which are provided to the community. How are we using sports to combat mental health, gun violence, and other societal ills which we are experiencing, and how best can we integrate all these different sports so no one feels left out. I think there are some things we saw, and we saw lots of room of progress and growth in terms of like sports in the city. And I can say to everyone who is part of Anyo that the future is very bright and promising.
For sure.
For sports lovers.
We when we were at the event listening, and every time someone will share the experiences, Emmanuel and I will be whispering here, trying to say, this is the best one to even incorporate what we're doing. And it's from that conference then we got connected to like 2 or 3 different organizations, and we are in communication, making some partnerships, trying to like diversify the program and even increase more programs.
Increase more programs.
A lot of things are coming.
That's literally it. We have lots of things coming. We have, I know soccer is a big thing for us, and as part of the immigrant community, we don't joke with our football. And but we're gonna integrate it more. We're gonna bring in more sports like maybe ice skating and other stuff which are still free to the community. And I want to say this again, all the programs at Anyo are totally free and to the public and targeting the immigrant population. But everyone is welcome.
And so with all this program, for sure, we are only surviving because of the effort and the teamwork of all the members and the volunteers. And that's why, again, bring us back to the idea of volunteerism. It's such a very crucial part of Anyo. And like the entire team of Anyo has been operating very smoothly with a team of dedicated people who donate their time, their resources, making sure we have amazing times at the field, and of course support with some funders. But just that value of volunteerism, and how I wish really this becomes part of the immigrants, youth and young people that participate in annual programs, donating their time, volunteering. If you cannot donate money, at least donate your time to help out. Not just annual, other programs.
Generally in the community, I think giving back should be a thing in the heart, and you should be led to do it, but you should consider giving back. At some point in life. And how do you give back? Because most times people will say, "Oh, I don't have the money to give back," but you could contribute. What are you good at? What do you think you can do that? Maybe it's just carrying up stuff, lifting stuff. Maybe it's just maybe watching, monitoring, or observing something, and you could still just sign up and give back. Maybe volunteer some of your time with your community and get to know the people around you. And that just start from there. I think it's always a good place to start, volunteerism. And like you rightfully said, Anyo has been running all these programs on a huge part on our dedicated volunteers and everyone who commits so much of their time, efforts, and everything to make sure that this is possible. A huge shout out to even the for the soccer teams. Lots of these soccer players help in ensuring that these programs keep running. And this is a huge part of our community we're trying to build, where everyone feels like they're part of it.
Yeah, exactly. So just like what my brother said here, if you can, please consider volunteering anywhere. It really it's empowering, donating your time, supporting other people. And that being said, this is the end of our episode today. This is your co-host Ruben Ashali, and maybe do you have a final message to our listeners and viewers?
Yes, I would say this: you stand a lot to benefit in volunteering. Let us put in the effort to see that we build a better community together through our time, through the time we contribute into our community. I want to say thank you everyone for still staying with us, watching, participating, contributing in the comment sections. We see the comments, we appreciate you, and we say thank you.
Thank you so much. And for those listening on Spotify, thank you, and please download and share this audio. And for the family seeing this on YouTube, thank you, and please like, comment, and subscribe and share with your friends too. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Immigrant Experience, a program we hope will have an impact on the future of newcomer immigrants and Canada at large. We hope you enjoyed the show, and if you did, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hook up with us on Instagram at Anyo_2021. #The Immigrant Experience. See you guys next time.